Hearings have begun in the case of Elshafee Elsheikh, who's being held in a Kurdish camp in Syria but could face trial in the US. His mother says the UK Home Secretary should have ensured the information was only used in line with Britain's anti-capital punishment stance. The case is being heard in the Supreme Court after being thrown out of the High Court in October last year. We're going to get more on this. We're joined now by Clive Baldwin. He's Senior Legal Advisor for the Legal and Policy Office at Human Rights Watch, and he's joining us live from London. Very good to have you with us on Al Jazeera. So, two judges already ruled earlier that then Home Secretary Sajid Javid did not act unlawfully, sharing witness statements with US authorities. So what are the mother, Ms El-Ghazouli's chances with the Supreme Court?
Well, if the Supreme Court in the UK is looking at both UK policy and human rights law that applies in the UK should not be assisting in any way any trials which are fundamentally unfair and which could lead to the death penalty. That's been a basic part of UK law and UK policy for decades now. The UK is a country without the death penalty. But we shall see what will happen in the court this week. But it highlights a fundamental issue, which is that, of course, those responsible for some of the major crimes, the war crimes, the crimes against humanity, committed by ISIL and others in both Iraq and Syria, need to face justice. And those most responsible need to face justice, but justice needs to be fair. And for us and for many, a trial that faces the death penalty can never be fair.
And Mr Baldwin, do we know where they are going to face trial? Elshafee Elsheikh and there's also Alexander Coty. Where will they be tried? Where should them and others like them who've travelled to Syria and Iraq, who are being held alongside with them in this Kurdish camp in Syria, be tried?
Yeah. Well, ideally, for justice to be real, it should be as close to the scene of the crime as possible. But for our Human Rights Watch and other organisations that have been working in Syria and Iraq, we know that the Kurdish-controlled areas, they don't have the justice system to put people on trial. So in many ways, we think the best way would be for states whose nationals have alleged to commit crimes to take those citizens back and investigate and put any on trial in Europe, in Tunisia, and even in the US when it's not the death penalty, when those states have fair justice systems. The other country, of course, which could put people on trial is Iraq. At the moment, we find Iraq does not have a justice system capable of giving fair trials, especially in targeting the people most responsible for war crimes and crimes against humanity, on whatever side they were fighting in the conflict.
Is there a chance that Mr ElSheikh could be tried in the UK rather than the US?
There's certainly a chance. The UK, like many other countries, has these laws that say for the worst crimes, like war crimes, it can put people on trial for where, in the UK, wherever those crimes were committed, and especially UK citizens. So the UK would be capable of putting those people on trial. Unfortunately, the UK, over the last few years, does not seem to want to address crimes committed by its citizens. It seems to prefer to wash its hands and either make sure these people are put on trial elsewhere.
Mr Baldwin, thank you very much for your time on this. We do appreciate it. That is Clive Baldwin, live in London. Thank you.